Hi guys, hi everybody. Thank you for joining me on the Lisa Sports Show. And I have had a great weekend. I don't know about you. Very, very great weekend. I was hoping for it and I got it. It's not often that I was speaking crazy things into existence, and it has happened. So Arsenal, we'll start there. They beat Everton 2-0. I'm sure by now you have already seen my post-match on that game. I was out and about doing grown-up things over the weekend, so I didn't actually have a look at any. I didn't discuss any of the other games. So, for example, right after the game finished, Arsenal, Everton, Manchester City went and played West Ham United, and that game finished in a 1-1 draw. So let's see what that means. Let's go have a quick look at the table. Arsenal right now are on 30 points. On 70 points, and Manchester City are on 61 points. That is 9 points, but Manchester City have got one game in hand. So we've got 7 more. Arsenal 7 more games to win this, with Manchester City breathing right down our necks. But for me, I feel it is absolutely super advantage Arsenal. But the way we won that game against Everton, it's not going to be easy. Guys, it's not going to be easy, because we basically 89 minutes. We had 89 minutes of trying to break down a resolute Everton team, and they were not giving up until that howler, the cross from Dowman. Pickford was nowhere in sight. He missed the flight of the ball, bundled in by Gyökeres. 1-0. And then 2-0 was inevitable. The minute the goalkeeper comes out of goal, once you can get it clear, you are absolutely home and dry. Unfortunately, Monday, I'm so busy, guys, but I did not get to watch all the Manchester City game. But Mavropanos, former Arsenal player, equalized for us. I did see the Bernardo Silva goal. Whether it was deliberate or not probably doesn't matter now. But everyone else has been saying it, and I think it's completely correct. Arsenal winning the way we did in the last minute of the game really probably shafted Manchester City. They probably thought, oh, what's the point of this? They went in that game and they were basically demoralized. I mean, they could have won it maybe if West Ham were not really desperate for that point, because they do need it to keep themselves in contention of surviving the drop. So yeah, that was probably one of the many things that influenced it. So I went for Arsenal. In my prediction, I went for Arsenal to win 2-0, and we won 2-0. I went for Manchester City to draw 2-2 with West Ham, and it was 1-1. And then Burnley versus Bournemouth. Let's have a look at how those guys did. It was 0-0, and I went for Bournemouth 2-1. Crazy. And then Sunderland Brighton, I went for Sunderland home win, but that was purely out of malice, because I've got a bit of a one-sided beef with that Hersler guy. And Brighton won 1-0. To be honest, Brighton is one of those teams which I've always liked in terms of how they play, they run around, they're really positive team to watch. So of course I want them to do well, but you know what? Sunderland have completely collapsed, haven't they? There was a point they were third in the league and everyone was like, oh, could they win it? Could they win it? But the pressures of the Premier League are such that it is impossible, I think, to maintain things. Aston Villa going through the same thing as well. But yeah, Sunderland went down at home to Brighton. But so far this season, I kind of like they have had pretty decent running, and they'll just be happy to be out of the conversation for relegation. They just need to try and maintain their momentum. In terms of Chelsea versus Newcastle, I went for a 2-2 draw for those guys, because I thought they'd all be playing in Europe, they'll be knackered, blah, blah, blah. But Newcastle United scoring, and it was early in the 80th minute, Anthony Gordon, 1-0 away from home, and they defended for their lives and basically managed to keep Chelsea out. Liam Rosini, I think, is overthinking things a little bit and probably being too, there was a time I was really praising him, and I can still praise him, but he's giving me Ruben Amorim vibes, talking a bit too much. talking a bit too much, maybe being overconfident, maybe being trying to please, somebody who's trying to please everybody. And yeah, I think he's come and done there. On Sunday, early games, we had Crystal Palace Leeds. What did I go for Crystal Palace Leeds? If I can see anything. I went for 2-2. I went for a draw for Crystal Palace Leeds. It ended up being 0-0. There were no goals. I don't know why I expected it to be 2-2. That is 4 goals in the game. The whole Premier League, so far, we've had very few games where a team has scored more than one goal in a game. Very defensive season we are having, like these teams, everybody is a master, like a crazy athlete. Defense is resolute, midfield is compact, and the reading of the game, guys, everybody is so clever and so smart, so it's really difficult. I went for a 2-1 Manchester United win. They won 3-1. Sesko with a crazy, deflected goal to extend their lead. Casemiro again scoring for them from a corner, another set piece. Man U fans, like what's his name, Goldbridge or whatever his name is, he keeps banging on about, oh, it's so boring. Arsenal, these set plays, that's just who they are. It's pathetic, isn't it? You should have seen him celebrating when that corner went in from Casemiro. It's pathetic. It really, really winds me up that there are people out there who like set pieces only for their team, but not everyone for everyone else. And there are lots of other teams in the Premier League who are doing set pieces a little better than we are. I don't remember the last time we had a decent set piece goal. We are conceding more set piece goals recently than we are scoring, which is pretty irritating. Right, Forest versus Fulham. I went for a 2-0 Fulham win. It ended up being 0-0. So I got that completely wrong. And then Liverpool-Tottenham, I went for Liverpool to win 2-1. It ended up being a draw, 1-1, crazy. We still have Brentford and Wolves playing tonight, which is Monday night. And I have gone for a 1-1 draw. So we'll see if at least I get that scoreline correct, like the Arsenal score. We'll see. But yeah, it's possible Brentford is going to win this because, Keith Andrews, I like that guy. Really nice. But Wolves as well. Their manager is really nice guy, really respectful, and really, I wish they could survive this season, but they have to go down and try again in a couple of years. But that is how the results have gone this week. Now, where's that piece of paper? I put 2 notes there. A 3? Is it 2 or 3? Oh, yeah. Let me start with the Man U one. I think I said something, Man U are lucky, but you can get lucky when you play one game a month, which they are at the moment. They're out of everything. Pathetic. Manchester City, I would like to say that it's over for them in terms of their bid for the Premier League. I think it's going to be really tough for them. Let me look at their coming fixtures. Where are you, Manchester City? I need to go back to bed. Right. So Manchester City, we know they've got Real Madrid on Tuesday evening. They're already trading 3-0. This might help them with the running for the Premier League because they won't have to be thinking about Bayern Munich and all the craziness that comes with Champions League football. It's too much stress. They'll be playing Palace at home on the 21st of March. I reckon they're going to run over Palace. Palace at the moment are dire. They don't put up much resistance. I can say that. Now, Palace have got quite a few of the Arsenal boys, so maybe they'll try. Oh, do they? No, actually, they don't. Forget that. They've only got Nketiah. But, maybe they'll be motivated and get a draw again, but they cannot afford to draw this. They have to win it, and I think they will. It's one of the few teams in the Premier League that I know with Newcastle who are going to draw points at Manchester City. Can't rely on them. Then you've got EFL Cup with Arsenal, and then FA Cup with Liverpool, and then Chelsea. They have to face Chelsea, who are desperate for 3 points if they want to play Champions League football next season. Because we know they are already down 5-2, I think, against PSG. There are chances of them surviving and winning it at 0. So it's going to be tough for Manchester City. I am telling you that. So this is really tough. I think for me personally, I think it's over. I really do think it's over because compared to the games Arsenal have in the Premier League, we've of course got Bayer Leverkusen, we've got City in EFL, we've got FA Cup with Southampton. Then we are at home to Bournemouth. Now, with all due respect, let me go to the head-to-head with Bournemouth. The last time they did a job on us was a million years ago. The last 5 games, we've drawn 1 and won 4. We probably can take them on, especially at home. It's early kickoff, though, which can really cause problems. Arsenal don't do well early kickoffs. But Bournemouth's form, out of the last 5 games, they've drawn 4 and lost 1. So I think we can do them. So if we can get our 3 points against Bournemouth, and then we'll be going to Manchester to play City right after on the 19th of April. So actually the rest, we are Premier League on the 11th, and then, Bournemouth on the 11th, and then City on the 19th, which is 8-day rest. 8-day rest, which is great for us. Probably in that period, Manchester City would have played their game in hand as well. So let's see what happens. So yeah, I think it's over for Manchester City personally. 7 games is not enough to recover a 9 points lead unless Arsenal do a Spursy of all proportions. Let's talk about our boy, Max Dowman, who came on against Everton and he changed the whole script. 74th minute comes on, and he is like playing with no handbrake. He is so confident. Like there was a time he got the ball and he's standing there like, come on, like expecting Livramento to come at him. Of course, he stood his ground, but he just dribbled past him. He glided past him effortlessly. I did a show a few months ago, where I said, I'd leave the boy alone. He's not Messi. He's not Yamin Lamar. I'll give him time to grow. And I stand by it 100%. Things can go wrong, but I am absolutely all in. I have drank the Kool-Aid, and I am fangailing over Dowman. He might become my new baby boy. I don't know. I have got so many right now. I'm losing my mind. So that is what happened over the weekend. I did get some scores correct, but some of them were slightly off mark. But that is it. Please, guys, thank you. If you like this content, do not forget to share, like, and subscribe. Join me in my next video where I do predictions for the Champions League matches that are happening, second leg Champions League matches, round of 16. Let's do some predictions there and see what happens. Let's predict who's going to go into the quarterfinals. I'll be talking to you guys very soon. Bye. Bye.